Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gita Marie and we are back with another anti-haul because we're getting into spring. It's a lot warmer out. We want to do things that we wouldn't want to do when it's cold out, and often that means buying new stuff as well. I don't know what it is with this season. It is the most low-hanging fruit for overconsumption. I see so much content about now that it's getting warmer out, here are the things that you need. I feel like at this point some of these videos might be a little bit repetitive, but that's what the series is. We are continuously going to talk about things that are viral or trending or often marked as must-haves and essentials. But in one of the last videos that I did, someone had a interesting critique that I'm criticizing things that I am nowhere near buying or that I'm not tempted to buy. It's not necessarily as helpful as when you talk about things that you want to buy, but why you're not buying them and what you do instead, etc. So today we're combining, because I cannot for the life of me not talk about some of these stupid ass products. And then I will talk about 5 things that I have been tempted to buy or that I want to buy or that I think are actually functional or cute and why I'm not buying it. So without further ado, let's get started. We're gonna do one of each, like we're gonna mix and match. So first of all, let's talk about something that I saw on the internet. It might actually already be a dead trend. You know, it doesn't bring attention to the fact that I am slow at making these videos, but more so that the second a trend is vocalized and you have a name for it, it's dead. And the trend cycle is faster and smaller than ever before. It's impossible to keep up, which is by design. I have seen these sort of like ballet slippers. Ballet slippers has been a thing for a while. I remember growing up we also had ballet slippers, but some of these are, you know, more square-toed, which I think is incredibly flattering. It's a funny silhouette. I think it looks cool. And there are lots of designs with these like beautiful satin ribbons on it. It goes up the foot. I've seen this a couple of times on my For You page and I honestly think it is adorable. The thing is, because I had this sort of, I want that. I'm not gonna buy that. I could make that. And then the practicalities of it all started kicking in. So first of all, ballet slippers, usually used for ballet, are made in satin, silk. I'm not a ballet dancer, I don't know the technicals of it, but I assume it's because it looks really good on stage. They're not made for coffee dates or farmers market trips or just walking on pavement, which is why I assume that the material of a lot of these products are going to become dirty or deteriorate extremely quickly. This is a pair of shoes that looks great brand new and looks so dead awful once it's worn. Sometimes that's what I like to think about or look at whenever I see a style that I actually like, that I would either buy or participate in or make myself, any of the sort. Is this something that looks good because it's new? Or does it also look good when it has some wear and tear to it? A handbag that I think looks great when you can see that it's been worn. But delicate little satin slippers are not on that list, which is why I'm not even trying to DIY these. So I love it, but that's the reason why I'm not participating. And speaking about things I'm not going to participate in, every single spring, and I mean it, every single spring, we see people making these delightful floral arrangements, but they're using fake flowers, and I just do not understand. Maybe it's because I don't get it. Maybe it's because I just do not see the appeal. I think this looks so awful. I think it's so clear that this is plastic flowers. I think it's a waste of a huge bucket or vase or pot, and I think it's a huge waste of materials and resources to have this. An alternative, which is also something that you guys wanted me to speak into a lot more, is, well, this is a silly idea, what can you do instead, or what would be better, what would be more sustainable? So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. What I think would be great here, instead of putting plastic flowers into big pots on your porch, would be to go for a type of herb or plant that can actually thrive with very little maintenance. And when I see something like this, I'm thinking rosemary, thyme, mint, depending on your climate of course, but that's sort of my scope. These can just take care of themselves and it will be more beautiful. It will also be functional. It's right there. Anyway, I would love a pot this big filled with rosemary. You would not see me talk about anything else if I had that. And back to things that I've seen on my feed that I actually really kind of like. So I have seen these red leather bags go around the internet a lot. And to the point where I think my feed is so saturated that I like it. I think this looks effortless and cool. It's a nice pop of color. I like the style of the bag. I was actually this close to see if I can find it on Vinted. You can absolutely find something like this on Vinted if you're actually serious. Before I go and search for something pre-loved, I like to continuously reassess if I can achieve the same vibe with something that I already have. And the thing is, with me and bags, I have to really work with myself there, because it's one of the things that's just, I like it. However, I mainly use my big black tote bag. If I don't have to carry a lot of stuff around, I have like smaller bags, which are also great, but for the most part, if I need to carry a lot of stuff, I'm going to be using the black tote from Grunberg, and that's just the way it is. So buying more bags to just occasionally use it, because I don't have the need for a new everyday bag, just feels pointless. I really like the red or like the burgundy, but you can get that other way. So I would try to either look at the clothes that I'm wearing or what accessories I'm wearing and see if I can tap into that same vibe. But you don't need that specific bag to get that look, if that makes any sense. Now, I am 100% certain that this is just rage bait content. I've seen it a lot, especially because I do these videos, so I keep seeing the same creators and they do infuriating stuff. The thing is, we can agree that something is rage bait content, but when you have an Amazon storefront or Amazon affiliate links in your description, we're going to critique this as though these content creators meant it with their whole chest when they said that this is the thing. Because they might be taking the piss, but that doesn't really matter. Things are still being bought, money is still being spent, crap is still being made. So there we go. So this is a DIY jacuzzi where you can take the little jacuzzi nozzles, put them into your regular tub, and then have the most underwhelming jacuzzi experience of your life. So I would say if you really crave the jacuzzi experience, instead of spending money and, you know, shipping on getting these small devices, you can take that money and you can buy an entry ticket to a spa or to a public swimming pool or anything of the sort. Go swim in the ocean if that is safe where you live. It is here, which is why I'm saying it. But this looks so underwhelming. Take a deep breath, go hug a tree. This is not going to relax you. I am 100% certain of it. I'm not quite done obsessing over flowers, because one of the things that I am often tempted to buy are fresh flowers. I think the idea of buying fresh flowers for yourself as a form of self-care is a valid argument. However, I think that there are ways of consuming fresh flowers that are less than ideal for the planet. So the thing is, a lot of fresh flowers are grown in greenhouses, which means that they are quite carbon intensive. There is a massive carbon footprint connected to flower bouquets, which means that they really shouldn't just be bought willy-nilly. I think there are ways of doing this that are better for the planet than others. So one thing that you can do is look up which flowers are currently in season where you live, where you can actually get them without the greenhouse. If you know of a florist that works with seasonal flowers on open fields without greenhouses, that could be an option. But my solution is sort of just to not do it, even though I sometimes really want to. When I'm at the farmer's market, they will have fresh flowers from their fields, the same farmers that I buy my produce from, but the flower bouquet subscription services, the buying new flowers every week, pushing it. I also told my partner that I do not appreciate fresh flowers. He shouldn't buy me flowers. I want functional herbs. Oh, you know, like a coffee or a bottle of wine or like something else, but fresh flowers where there really isn't any, they don't do anything. It's not, I'm not gonna be as excited as I would be for other stuff. My partner doesn't give me fresh flowers, and recently we were actually having dinner with some friends and he said, oh, but Gita doesn't want fresh flowers, and everyone was like, yeah, sure she does. And it's like, no, like actually I would feel like he doesn't see me at all if he kept buying me fresh flowers. So it's legit, I promise, it's not just him making bad excuses. But yeah, massive carbon footprint. Actually, you could say the same thing for basically any houseplant. They're usually grown in greenhouses. They should be consumed consciously. Back to products that just really shouldn't be a thing. So this is a bedside lamp, clock, and water dispenser. Something like this. Multifunctional items I tend to love. I say all the time, an item shouldn't just be able to do one thing. It should have multiple purposes. It should be versatile. For instance, with kitchen tools, it frustrates me greatly when a thing only can do one thing, like a spiralize only spiralizing zucchini. Like, it's stupid. This is taking it too far. The thing is, you don't need your lamp clock to also dispense your water. You can take a little tippy toes and go into your kitchen and get your water. It doesn't have to be this convenient. This is silly. And once again, absolutely aware of the rage bait potential, but that doesn't mean these products aren't real and that people aren't buying them. Let's say made up scenario that we only had a finite amount of resources in the world and that people were paid slave labor wages to produce something, would this product be worth it? Again, theoretical scenario. Okay, so I love the idea of layered curtains. I think it looks really elegant. Also means that you can sort of control how much light gets into the room. I don't have curtains anywhere in my flat because I moved in 2 years ago, and you know, that's just yesterday, and who has time to put up curtains? I need to at some point, but you know, I don't know if I need to. I don't think I'm going to. I love sheer curtains. I think they look great, which means like in the summer you can have a little bit of light come in without like going complete dark room. Looks great. The thing is, you should be aware of what kind of material that your curtains are made of, especially something like this. This can easily be made from a cotton polyester blend. Also, I would actually say something like a sheer cotton curtain can actually be found extremely easily in thrift stores. You can also DIY them. And I've actually been thinking about taking like old lace table covers and sort of sewing them into these more like sheer, see-through, lacy curtains. You can do that instead. I think the aesthetic is really great, but I think there are ways of achieving it. And I think reusing old table covers might be better than going to IKEA and buying whatever shit that they're producing. So, but if you need a concrete reason as to why I'm not buying curtains, it's because I'm lazy. The thing is, with something like this, I understand why you're doing. I understand why this product comes to be. It's just that no one needs to buy this because you all have an alternative to this problem. The thing is, if you do your dishes by hand, you take a tall thing, you take a glass, you take a vase, you take a jar, whatever, you wash it, you put it, the opening down into a tablecloth. Okay, then you take your little stasher bag or whatever kind of food bag container. You wash it and you place it on top. Everyone has this already. Use a cup, use a glass, use a jar. Everyone has this already. There's no need to buy this. It's actually really inconvenient. It's marketed as convenient. I would argue that it's the exact opposite, actually. So yeah, you already have this. Just place your dishes on top of each other, and it's not that deep. Now, linen bed sheets in seasonal colors, I understand. Generally, I love linen. Linen is a great material. It has great potential to be sustainable. It's not sustainable if you're over-consuming it, but you know, if you compare linen to other types of materials, it's long-lasting, it's breathable. It has a really good environmental profile and some really good capabilities in comparison to other materials. If you have to choose between cotton, polyester, etc. and linen, always go linen. It's just I personally, and this is my opinion, so entirely vibes based, by the way, but I like the things that I like, and I don't change my decor in any kind of way with the season because I look at the things I like to look at, like the colors that I like. So bringing in Easter colors or bringing in Christmas colors because of the season feels like I then have to compromise my otherwise quite curated vibe, and I don't want to do that. I want to see the colors that I like and not change my home for the season. That is entirely opinion based. So if you like to change the colors with the season, you can do that too, but you can also do it in a sustainable way. My recommendation would be to invest in good quality linen sheets. Buying less and then having something that you gravitate towards again and again, rather than focusing on quantity. I saw this and I immediately knew I had to talk about it. This is an automatic curtain opener and closer, like we're in the fucking theater. Don't replace completely accessible manual movements for the vast majority of consumers with electronic devices. Electronic devices has a massive toll on the environment. It takes precious metals and materials to produce electronic devices, and we're spending it on absolute bonkers things like this. There will be absolutely no way of repairing it. It will be glued together and impossible to get spare parts for, which means that best case scenario, some of the parts are recycled. But most likely case scenario, it's going to end up in landfill, where we are just going to waste the precious materials that it took to produce it. I cannot stress enough how much I loathe these unnecessarily electronic devices. And I feel like that's a brilliant note to end this video on, just being absolute raging. I hope that you liked this video. If this was your little safe space to just rage and rant, go crazy girl, that's okay. And let me know if you think this version of the video works better, where we also talk about things that, you know, I actually like and are tempted to buy, but my thoughts about why I'm not buying it, although I like it. But I also love talking about products that are shit, so I'm torn. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you want more environmental content, both more educational as well as more furious, this is the place to be. So subscribe to my channel if you want to be completely up to date on what's happening here. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Take good care of yourselves. Until next time, bye.